H-Town with KRBE's Freddie Cruz.
What I love about Crime Stoppers is that it's so much more than just the tip line that you see on Channel 13 with Dave Ward talking about Crime Stoppers. And here to talk about all the things they've got going on, please welcome to Around H-Town, Nicole Christoph.
Hi, thanks for having me. How are you?
Good, but the stats that I'm looking at here are quite disturbing. We're talking about elderly abuse. More than 1 in 10 Americans age 60 and up have experienced some form.
Correct. And what's scarier is how many of them go unreported.
And I'm looking here, 90% are family members. 2/3 of the perpetrators are adult children or spouses.
That's correct. It's scary to think that when you get into your older years that you could become a victim of abuse by the people that you trust and you've helped raise or spent the majority of your life with. But yeah, that's absolutely correct.
And when we were talking before the segment started, you were saying that a lot of the signs and symptoms often mirror child abuse.
Because the forms of abuse that the elderly face are very similar to child abuse. You have your physical abuse, you have neglect, you have sexual abuse, and then with elderly, you throw in the financial abuse as well.
Elaborate on the financial aspect of elderly abuse for me.
Sure. Oftentimes when somebody gets a little bit older, they become a little bit forgetful in paying their bills and things like that, and they may rely on a family member to help them make their monthly payments, and then they can become victims when that person is unscrupulous and steals their money instead of paying their bills.
And the website, if you'd like to report a case of elderly abuse, if you think something is going on that's a little unsavory, call 1-800-252-5400. Again, 800-252-5400. I am talking to Nicole Christoph from Crime Stoppers. That website is crime-stoppers.org, and all things elderly abuse happening this month. They're looking to decrease the numbers. In-home cases investigated has increased by 35% just in the past decade alone. What can we do as Houstonians to get that number down?
I think the biggest thing, what you find with elder abuse is caregiver strain. That sometimes the person that's caring for that elderly person is so overwhelmed by the sheer gravity of caring for somebody in their elder years, it's very difficult on them and they become frustrated. And what you'll see sometimes with the physical and neglect is that they're just overwhelmed and don't know what to do. So take care of yourself. You know, take a minute out of the day to take care of yourself when you're also helping out with that family member. Talk to somebody and get help if you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed.
And what are some of the signs of elder abuse?
Some of the signs of elder abuse would, like we said earlier, would mirror what you see in child abuse. So with physical abuse, you could see somebody that's pushing or shoving or slapping someone that's elderly. They'll have unexplained bruises, unexplained injuries, some physical pain and soreness, things like that. With neglect, you might notice something along the lines of a bed sore when they're not getting turned properly and things like that. So those are the things that you would look for with physical abuse.
Crime-stoppers.org is the website. They've also got the phone number 713-222-TIPS. Tons of ways to get a hold of Crime Stoppers. They've also got the app. You can send a text, tip 610 to the word crimes, which is 274637. And they've also got the mobile app. No excuse to not reach out to Crime Stoppers if you see or hear of anything going on with regards to elder abuse, child abuse, any kind of crime that you suspect. And we are talking, going back to elder abuse and some of the things that caretakers can take into consideration too.
So the tips for caregivers, like I said, if you find yourself becoming angry, call a family friend or someone that you can just kind of vent to get that frustration off of your shoulders. Take a break, even if it's just stepping outside for a minute to get a breath of fresh air. Just walking away from a situation that frustrates you sometimes is enough to kind of bring you back to neutral, so to speak. Stay healthy and take care of yourself. Get your medical care. You know, if you're not feeling good, you're not going to be in any place to take care of somebody else. And also there's lots of support groups out there for anyone that's taking care of any type of person with a situation that they need assistance with. Alzheimer's support groups and caregiver support groups all over the place.
And it really might just be as easy as looking up a Facebook group too.
Exactly. If you're not able to get out to a meeting someplace or something, but if you find a group on social media, seeing that someone else is going through the exact same thing as you and kind of feeding off of their experiences of how to deal with it is very, very helpful.
The National Research Council estimates that only 1 in 14 cases of elder abuse ever comes to the attention of authorities. And like I said earlier, this number of in-home cases has increased by 35% in the past decade. And we definitely thank you, Nicole, and everybody at Crime Stoppers for doing your part and trying to get this number down to 0% incident rate.
We would love to see something like that happen. Absolutely.
And thank you so much for coming by around H-Town.
Thank you.